Cops? What's the most BS-sounding excuse you got that actually turned out to be true? I've been a cop for 12 years and thought I'd heard every crazy story possible. Then Travis walked into our station at 7 in the morning looking like he'd been awake all night, red-faced and shaking. He marched straight up to the front desk and announced that someone had kidnapped his cow along with his truck. My partner Jake started laughing before Travis even finished talking. I mean, who wouldn't? A cow kidnapping? But Travis wasn't smiling. He kept saying Daisy was pregnant with some rare breed calf worth 15 grand and that someone had stolen both her and his pickup truck right from his barn. The guy was dead serious, pacing around our lobby talking about how Daisy was smart enough to open gates and follow people if they had grain. He insisted someone had lured her into his truck bed with feed and driven off with both. Jake was rolling his eyes, ready to send Travis to file a missing property report and call it a day. But something about how Travis kept mentioning the calf being worth more than his truck made me think twice. The man was genuinely terrified, not just angry. He kept checking his phone and mumbling about how his whole farm depended on that pregnancy. Plus, livestock theft isn't exactly uncommon in rural areas, even if the method sounded ridiculous. I asked Travis if Daisy had any kind of tracking. Most people don't chip their cows, but he lit up and said yes, she had a veterinary tracking chip for health monitoring. We called his vet's office, and after some back and forth about privacy policies, they agreed to give us access to the chip data since it was a theft case. The signal was coming from about 30 miles away, moving slowly along back roads. Not exactly where you'd expect to find a cow that had wandered off on her own. Jake still thought we were wasting our time, but I figured we'd already committed to checking it out. We followed the signal in our patrol car while Travis rode along, getting more anxious by the minute. The tracker led us away from farmland toward an industrial area on the outskirts of town. Definitely not somewhere a cow would naturally end up. That's when Jake stopped joking around and started paying attention. The signal was strongest at this run-down warehouse that looked abandoned from the outside. No signs, no vehicles visible, just cracked concrete and broken windows. But we could hear animals inside, and not just cows. There were sheep bleating and what sounded like horses moving around. We called for backup before going in. Good thing too, because inside we found a whole operation. There were about 20 different animals in makeshift pens, including Daisy, who was calmly eating from a bucket like nothing had happened. Travis's truck was parked behind the building with grain still scattered in the bed. Two guys were loading sheep into a trailer when we walked in. They tried to run but didn't get far. Turns out they'd been stealing rare and expensive livestock for months, using feed to lure animals into trucks and then selling them at underground auctions in other states. They specifically targeted pregnant animals because they were worth more. The crazy part is, they confessed that stealing livestock was way more profitable than stealing cars. These guys were making thousands per animal, and nobody really looks for missing farm animals the same way they look for stolen vehicles. They'd been operating for almost a year before Travis's cow led us to them. Travis got Daisy back, and she gave birth to a healthy calf 2 months later. The guys got charged with grand theft and running an illegal livestock operation. We recovered animals belonging to farms across 3 counties, and Jake never questioned a weird story again, at least not without investigating first.